Hey YouTube, starting part 3 of my Lesandro Chronicles. And I was also watching one of my other YouTube friends' video and reminded me of something I seen earlier. Yesterday, his mother and father were presented with a New York Explorer's jacket and hat in a frame with all the Yankees signatures on it. The game was rained out, but they still did the ceremony. The brother, the supposable brother Manny, because he didn't post shit about anything before the 22nd of June. Like, you don't see his family before then. He's walking into Yankee Stadium whispering to the camera that his mother doesn't know what they're there for, that it's a surprise. So they get presented with this thing, this framed police explorer's jacket and hat, and all the Yankees signed it, and Aaron Judge, Junior's favorite player, was there and hugged his parents, and, you know, it was so nice of them, you know, to go out of their way to take a break from their $9 million a year careers to, you know, present a mother and father with this explorer's jacket. It's kind of funny to me. I don't want to use the word funny. It's amazing that you have to drop dead, or you have to be murdered, or you have to be on your deathbed to meet a New York Yankee. Growing up in the Bronx, I'm still a Yankee fan. I'll die a Yankee fan, but I've never met a Yankee. I can't tell you how much money I've spent on Yankee memorabilia over the years, how much everybody I know has spent. I mean, a fitted hat is now $40, $50, $60, depending on what kind of hat it is. I mean, it's insane how much money they make. And it's insane that Leandra and her husband, her ex-husband, had the pleasure of meeting Aaron Judge, but her son will never get that opportunity. Do I think that that baseball teams and football teams and basketball teams should be more involved in the community? Absolutely. Why? Because you have to think how much of their money is coming from the inner cities. Everybody in the Bronx wears Yankee hats. Most men, unless you're not a Yankee fan, jerseys, t-shirts, anything. Why aren't they more in touch with the community that they represent? Why can't they come out to the youth programs around the country and speak on a normal basis? Why can't they open up Yankee youth centers or any team centers in any state where kids could go and get off the streets and have a place to learn about other things. and see what kind of opportunities in life that you can have. All this right now is showing me is that you have more opportunities when you're dead than you do when you're alive. You make more money dead than you do when you're alive. And that's pretty sad that this is our society. This is the world we live in. Do I think that, like, it should be that way? No, absolutely not. But, like, you see, this is how we know that they are, you know, feeding off of this tragedy. I mean, other kids have gotten stabbed in the Bronx that were Yankee fans, and they never got a plaque from Aaron Judge. They never went to Yankee Stadium and... Excuse me, hold on, my dogs. Okay, I'm back. They never had these opportunities. I mean, even the kid that got stabbed and survived, who got stabbed on the Bronx River Parkway. I mean, yeah, he was on his deathbed. He was almost dead. Why? Because he didn't die? He doesn't get the same treatment? The poor kid lost a kidney. Okay? He's walking around with one fucking kidney. And do we see his parents getting invited to Yankee Stadium? No. Do we see a street being named after him? No. Do we see a $400,000 GoFundMe account for him? No. No. Nobody made drawings of him. Nobody, you know, sent card to him. You know, and it's sad because we as a community should be addressing each and every one of these victims and treating each and every one of these victims the same way. There is nothing different between being on your deathbed and losing a fucking kidney, okay? All right, he didn't die, but like I said, what do we have to die in order to be noticed? We have to die in order for people to pay respect and tribute to you? Come on now. It's getting to the point now that I'm getting pissed off because these other people aren't getting anything. They're not getting any type of help. Nobody's talking about them. Nobody's, you know, justice for that one, this one, you know, that got stabbed by the same gang. And it's just, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And then I watch a make-believe music video of Junior's supposed brother getting up out of his bed and staring at himself in a bathroom mirror. Okay. What the fuck was that about? Is this what we do while we're mourning? Or is this what we do when we have 20,000 plus followers now? Right? Because he probably only had like 100 before this incident. And we're going to make stupid make-believe music videos. Like anybody wants to see him roll out of bed. I'm good on that. Totally good on that. I don't want to see him staring at himself in the fucking bathroom mirror. I don't want to see him in his fucking tank top and shorts that he sleeps in. I'm good. Like, that's a memory I'm trying to get out of my head. The image I'm trying to get out right now is that image. I just don't, I think it's hilarious. Everybody is here to gain something. Are they really there for support? Or are they here to see what we can get out of this? Okay? We have the sister-in-law who is, I always was a singer, and I always wanted to sing, and now with Junior's passing, I want to write a song for Junior, and I want to record it in his memory. He's made me want to pursue that again, my singing career. Okay. His death has inspired her to want to sing again. Okay? Which I'm pretty sure she only sung in the shower before this. And asking if anybody has access to a recording studio where she can do this in honor of her brother-in-law. How sweet is that? How sweet after Lala and her husband go to comfort the family that she feels the need to sing again. And the other brother feels a need to make little stupid videos of himself waking up. Does everybody see where I'm going with this? We got a singer. We got an actor / wrestler. The sister, I'm sure she does something. That'll come out eventually. The sister's gonna, since her debut on Telemundo, maybe she'll become a news reporter or a person who goes around and talks about gang violence and who knows what's gonna come out that she can do that's gonna be able to make her money. So while everybody is out here going, hey, I do this, hey, I do that, Junior is dead. This boy is laying in a coffin 6 feet under. Never got to live out his dreams, never got to do what he wanted to do in life. But because of him dying, his family is now going to be able to live out their hopes and dreams. I can't even imagine, okay? What that feels like. How do you tell another one of your children, no, you can't benefit from this? You want all your children to prosper. You want the best for all your children. So what kind of position could his mom be in right now with all this being thrown at her and not wanting to say no to her children? And another thing that gets me is when she was on the Good Morning America show, or whatever morning show that was, she said, when this tragedy first happened, I said, oh my God, I have nobody. I have no family. I'm alone in this world. What? According to Instagram, and according to all the other documented shit on TV or online, is saying that she's got 3 sons and a daughter and a mother. And we see the mother, we see the grandmother, we see the sister, we see the brother, we see the other brother. Is that not family? Does she not consider her daughter family? Because to say something like that, like, oh, I'm alone in this world, I have no family. You got 3 other kids. Or 3 other stepkids. Or if they're not really your kids, you still have family. Your mother's there. So what do you mean you don't have any family? That's another one of the, what's the word? Another one of the things that makes me question this whole situation. What about the rest of your family, lady? Like, they don't exist? It's amazing. It really is amazing. It's amazing how one person is more important than the next person. How one tragedy is more important than another tragedy. And how we're put in a position where we have to sit there and decide and put somebody first because nobody's equal. Somebody's always going to get more than the other person. And this $19 million that the governor is giving the community to start these youth programs, we are so in debt in this country. We owe China our fucking balls. Okay? Where is this $19 million coming from? If we have no fucking money, okay, and we're billions and billions and billions of dollars in debt with other countries, where is this $19 million coming from? Is it coming from other means that's not documented, $19 million? Because honestly, we don't have $19 million. So where's that money coming from? The streets? The same place that they're trying to clean up? And remember, people, without crime, okay, cops don't have a job. Detectives are out of a job. The police commissioner ceases to exist. They need crime, okay, because they make money off of it. They need all of that. That's what puts food on their table. If kids weren't getting killed every day and people weren't getting killed every day, we wouldn't need them. And they wouldn't have a job. So that's really what this all boils down to. And that is sad. Sorry, that's my bird. Thank you, Sky. And it's amazing that people don't see that. Yeah, I get people become cops to, save and help other people, and, they want to protect the community, and they want to do something positive with their lives. And how could you really ever do something positive with your life in a corrupt system? If the system is corrupt and you're working for that system, aren't you corrupt too? Because that's what you represent. That's what you do. So if the system itself is corrupt, everybody who works for it somewhere down the line is also corrupt, whether they know it or not. People want to know where all these guns are coming from. And, we got to get all these guns off the street. It's the government who's allowing these guns to be put on the street so that people could kill each other. Got to control the population somehow. Fuck it, let them kill each other. Everybody is so blind and just completely out of touch, excuse me, with reality that they seriously believe that all these people and the $19 million is going to change the world, their community, that block, those kids. Change is within. So if people are not going to change, and the way you raise your children isn't going to change, then a youth center is not going to change anything. You're going to have a bunch of kids with bad attitudes, bad habits, going to these youth centers and starting issues, starting problems, starting fights. So the change has to happen in each one of our homes before we step foot outside that door. That's where change has to occur. The values that we instill in our children is what needs to change. How we act and what we say in front of children. That's where the change is going to be. Because I don't care how many youth centers you build with that 19 million. Ain't going to stop, okay, the rest of these children out there who are not going to be in these community centers from not doing the same exact thing that these gang members are in jail for. You just can't help everybody. Why? Because we only pick and choose, the elite only pick and choose who they want to help and when they want to help them. Okay? We, as a country, do not help everyone. We are not on the same page. We are not united. We are not together. This is not a free country. Okay? Yeah, yeah, you're free to say what you want, but then when you say what you want, everybody wants to crucify you. Or, yeah, we're free to bear arms, but yet if somebody comes up to us and we pull out a gun and shoot them because we're in fear for our lives, we're going to jail because we killed somebody. There's always a loophole. And if we do not start the change within our own homes, nothing will ever change. Nowhere on this planet. Everything will stay exactly the same way. And it will become worse and worse and worse, as we've been seeing. Okay? The few months that have gone by have been worse than the couple of years that have gone by. So it's definitely not in my head that this shit is occurring more and more and more and more. It is occurring more and more and more. And nobody's doing anything about it. Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, let's change the fucking street name. Okay, well, we'll change the street name, but it ain't gonna change what's being done on that street. Ain't gonna get nobody to say Barnabas Hospital any faster. And that's what I don't understand. Like, people need to change. It is not the neighborhood. It is not the fucking state. Okay? Everybody wants to make, this state is worse than that state, and then this state is worse than the other state, and everybody. Listen, that's what the media wants you to believe. And if that's what you believe, then you're an asshole. Okay? Because there's crime everywhere. There's drugs everywhere. Okay? That is everywhere. That's not in just one particular state. Okay? People want to say, oh, Chicago's the murder capital of the world. Okay. That's great. But there's just as much people getting murdered everywhere else. And then the 90s, it was California. We wanted to talk about how much California was so bad. You couldn't even step outside, in California without getting shot. Now we're over California. Now we're making Chicago the place to fear. Don't go to Chicago. Don't go to Chicago. You'll end up missing. They'll end up finding you without organs. They'll take your organs. And you're trying to tell me that they only fucking do organ trafficking in Chicago? You're trying to tell me that this is not a state to state and a country to country and a worldwide fucking epidemic? People are stealing, people are getting fucking organs on the black market everywhere. It's not just Chicago to Detroit, it's everywhere. And if we want to bring awareness to that, then we have to start addressing it in each and every fucking state. And in each and every fucking community. We can't just sit here and go, oh Chicago, man, they're the murder capital of the world, and there's every time somebody dies, they're taking their organs, and listen, majority of the people who die, especially if you get cremated, let's use that as an example. If your organs were taken, nobody would even ever fucking know. We can't exhume a cremated body. And that's the best part about it. How many bodies have been buried without their organs? We don't know. We're not digging everybody the fuck up here. So it looks like it's random. It looks like, like these things are happening at random. They're not happening at random, okay? It's happening all the time. Just like that funeral home, I forgot the name of it, that was, instead of cremating the bodies, he was burying them on the fucking property, okay, and there was thousands of bodies on the property, or hundreds of bodies on the property, people are thinking they have their loved ones at home, and these motherfuckers are buried instead of being cremated. So, I mean, there's even corruption in that. I mean, fuck, we can't even trust us to have a fucking person cremated. You know, unless you're fucking standing there and you're watching them burn. That's the only way we're going to get, you know, you're guaranteed to know that that's the person that's in your urn. You got to stand there and watch them burn. You can't trust that, okay? You know, you fucking, it's unbelievable. It just really is. You can't even have a family member cremated these days because they might not be cremated. So you have to stand there. Just like when you take your car to the mechanics. Now, they could tell you this, that, and the other thing is wrong, but if you weren't standing there and they weren't pointing it out to you, it's probably bullshit. So my whole thing is be hands-on. Be there. See it with your own fucking eyes. Listen with your own fucking ears. Okay? Then you know it's true. Then you know what happened. You saw it. But at this point, everybody is like putting these things off onto other states and other places and other people. And listen, if we don't change, the world doesn't change, and we're fucked. So are we going to change? Are we going to have a man in the mirror moment? I don't know. But if people don't start using more than 10% of their brains, we are doomed. Okay? Humanity is fucking doomed. If there's even a percentage of humanity left in this world, and I'm sad to say that it doesn't look like there's that many left. And I feel horrible about this kid losing his life. And now his family is reaping the rewards of his demise. How great is that? How can somebody truly rest in peace when they died the way he died and is seeing what he's seeing, and there's nothing he can do about it now? And those who do not believe in life after death, that's fine. I respect your opinion. But I believe in it. I'm a very spiritual person. I've seen the dead. I've heard the dead. I was born with the gift. I didn't ask for it. And it's not always a gift. Sometimes it is a burden to carry around. And I can tell you right now that he will not rest in peace. Okay? While all this shit is going on. Okay? He probably dreamt a million times about meeting Aaron Judge and shaking his hand. And you know what? He never got that opportunity. But his family did. His brother did. So I guess that should make him happy. I don't know. It wouldn't make me happy if it was me. I'd be pissed. I'd be haunting these motherfuckers down. I'd be fucking ruining their sleep. That motherfucker wouldn't be able to sleep because I'd be fucking with him. making videos of getting up and staring at myself in a fucking mirror. I would haunt his ass till he couldn't even fucking sleep anymore, let alone make fucking Instagram videos. But that's just me. That's the type of person I am. So if I died tragically like that, and I saw what I'm seeing now, I'd make their lives a living fucking hell. And then once I was done with that, maybe I'd rest in peace. If I felt like it. If I felt like my job was done. You know, to prove a point. Let me tell you something. Those candles knocked down way before we knew half the information that we know now about this case. He was pissed then. Why? Because he knew this shit was coming. All of this was coming. And he was pissed. And he will continue to stay pissed. And I don't care if that's making his family lose sleep at night. If you were involved in any way with this kid's demise, okay, and you are reaping the rewards of this kid's demise, then you deserve sleepless nights. 100%. Do people like me who actually give a shit deserve sleepless nights? No. But I'm not sleeping because I'm so wrapped up into these things that are going on around me. And there's so many things running through my head. And not everybody I know understands where I'm coming from. So I'm going to use YouTube as my outlet because, you know, maybe somebody out there who's listening to this video feels the same exact way I do. And maybe I can help you, or you can help me, or we can help somebody else. I don't know. Whatever my purpose of starting a YouTube channel was, I hope the purpose is positive, and I hope the outcome is good, and I hope that I help somebody, or even if it's just one person, a positive out of this. I've been thinking about doing this for a while. My family is always telling me you should start a YouTube channel because I'm funny and I talk in all these voices and people would just love to hear all this. And I'm like, nobody wants to hear what I have to say. Nobody's going to listen to me. Nobody, you know, and I never did it. And I was shy, and I was like, you know, and I don't want people to hear me, you know. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say. You know, they're gonna fucking say that I'm nuts and I'm crazy, and you know. But at the end of the day, I take comfort in the fact that there are others out there like me. And if you are like me, you know what I mean by that. And if we do not come together and try to change things, we're doomed. Yes, the elite will stop and will stop to try us from letting us do anything remotely, you know, monumental, because, you know, they don't want us to succeed. So they'll put a million obstacles in our way before we'll get to where we need to be. But as a unit, as a unified group of people, we can break that barrier. And we can definitely change something. Individually, I don't see it happening. But unified, absolutely. This is not a color thing. This is not a religious thing. This is a spiritual thing. We are at spiritual war, okay? And for those who are not versed in spirituality, or people who do not know about the higher ups and the conspiracies and all of that, please, if you have any questions, if you're curious about anything, feel free to ask me questions in my comments. Feel free to email me. I have no problem explaining anything to anybody. I've been dealing with this since I was a little kid. I've had dreams and visions, and all sorts of things have happened to me since I was a kid. And it's only grown stronger as I've gotten older. So I've been dealing with this a long time, and I comprehend it, 100%. For those of you who are just coming into this truth, this realization of what's really going on around you, it is a little bit overwhelming. Well, no, it's very overwhelming. And it can be very overwhelming for a very long time, until you fully grasp and you let yourself go. Which means you have to let go of everything that you ever thought was real. And you have to let go of everything that you thought wasn't real. Because the shit you're going to find out is going to blow your mind. And you have to be prepared for that. I think since it happened to me over time, it wasn't as overwhelming. But I can tell you that it's still overwhelming, regardless whether I have years in this or not. Once you get into that rabbit hole, there's really no coming out of it. It's one of those things. So if you want to be deep into that, and you want to know the truth, and you want to see things for what they really are, by all means, jump in that rabbit hole. But if you don't want to know, and you don't want to see and hear what's truly going on, do not start. Don't go down halfway, like just put your foot in and then stick it out, or put your arm in and then stick it out. You can't do that. You're either all in or you're all out. And that's something that everybody has to decide for themselves. Everybody has to grow up. We're presented with a religion or whatever from the time we're children, from whatever our parents were, or our grandparents, or whatever. We're thrown into that as children. But as we get older, we have opportunities to step out of that and see if that's really what we believe. Okay? You can't tell me that the door's open unless I see it open. And that's the type of person I always was. I always asked questions. I always asked those questions that got me in trouble, because I would, I don't want to say I would battle with teachers, or I would, I would go up against them and I would question their knowledge. And I would say, well, how do you know that really happened? And, and they would say, well, that's where faith comes in. And I'd be like, well, if I didn't see it and I wasn't there, I can't tell you if it really happened or not. So I was always that kid that asked questions and went down that rabbit hole. And like I said, once you go down there, there's no coming back. Once your eyes, and I mean all three of your eyes, your third eye and your two eyes, once they are opened, you can never close them again. You will be changed forever. And I don't mean to say that as a means to scare anybody or deter anybody from wanting to learn the truth, and to see things for what they are and not what we're told to see them as. But it's the truth. Sometimes I wish that I was deaf, dumb, and blind and had no idea what was going on, and I was walking around like a robot and I had no fucking clue about anything. Because let me tell you something, I think I'd be able to sleep at night in peace. I'd be able to wake up every day and be fine. I wouldn't have anxiety. I wouldn't have depression. I wouldn't have OCD. I wouldn't have all these fucking issues if I was stupid. If I was stupid to the truth. If I was ignorant to the truth. If I had stayed away from that rabbit hole and just ignored my inner self and said, no, I don't want to know any of this. I just want to worry about what kind of shoes I have on and what brand name my shirt is. That's the life I want to live. And hey, listen, if that's the life you want to live, man, by all means, it's probably a lot more peaceful, okay, than my life. If what pair of shoes you're going to wear tomorrow is what you're worried about, feel blessed. Because, like I said, the truth is not easy to swallow. And you cannot open that door halfway or just a little bit or crack it open, or it's either you're in or you're out. And like I said, if anybody has any questions, if anybody wants to know anything or want me to explain anything or have any ideas or anything, please feel free to leave that in the comments. I try to read all the comments. I try to respond to everybody. I want people to feel comfortable to talk about whatever it is that they may want to talk about. I know I got a little off topic, but I really didn't, because this all goes in with the conspiracy and the bullshit that's going on with the Lesandro case. So I didn't go too off topic, but I went a little deeper than I thought I was going to go on this one. But I'm going to end it here because I could go on, and I know you people are probably like, is she going to shut up or what? But I'm going to end it here, and like I said, leave whatever comments you want. If you want to email me, I'll leave my email in the box below. Anything you want to talk about, any topic that you might want me to talk about. That would be a good place to start because I have so many that I'd like to talk about. But if there's like specifics that any of you want me to bring up, or any situations, or something that happened, or, just thoughts in general, you want to know my feedback on, be sure to ask me. I'm open to any of that. So, you guys, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and a safe weekend. And I will speak to you in my next video. Hey, YouTube. Starting part 3 of my Lesandro Chronicles. And I was also watching one of my other YouTube friends' video and reminded me of something I seen earlier. Yesterday, his mother and father were presented with a New York Explorer's jacket and hat in a frame with all the Yankees signatures on it. The game was rained out, but they still did the ceremony. The brother, the supposable brother, Manny, because he didn't post shit about anything before the 22nd of June. Like, you don't see his family before then. He's walking into Yankee Stadium whispering to the camera that his mother doesn't know what they're there for.